everybody! I went live about 5 or 10 seconds earlier than I meant to there. But hey, what's up, guys? I just went to go pause the music. I was like, oh, people can see me. Hi! How's everybody doing? Oh, man. Guys, this stream is a long time coming. A long time coming. Merry Christmas to those of you who practice or who observe that. What's today? The 23rd? We're a day before Christmas begins. Yeah, I decided I decided to dress to the nines today. Ha 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 ha. Puns are fun. I'm wearing all kinds of Hacker Clan merch because there is a 10% off sale going on Teespring right now with the code, I think it's Snowfall with a 0 for an O. I think that's the code. You can check the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you can scroll down and find the link to join it on this very page. Our Discord channel, in the announcements channel, I just posted a thing about how it's there's a sale going on Hacker Clan merch. Anyway, oh, there you go, Linda. Snowfall with a 0 instead of an O. Yeah, I was right. Anyway, what's up, guys? I see there's a few people that I haven't seen in a while and a few people I've never seen before in the chat. Welcome to all of you. People are playing with the pod. That's great. So yeah, we're headed back into original NieR today. Man, like I said, this stream's a long time coming. As you can tell from the facial hair, for those of you who haven't been here since the last time we played original NieR, it's been a little bit. Let's see. Linda, why are you stealing G from me? I don't appreciate that. I checked, and the last broadcast of original NieR was on May, I think it was 17th or May 7th. So, anyway, it was in May of 2017. It has been, let's see, January, February, March, April, May, a long time. It's been 2.5 years or thereabouts. Little more than 2.5 years, I think. Twitch truncates it to 3 years ago, is what they say. So they're rounding up to 3 years ago. So that's how you know it's been more than 2.5 years since the last time we streamed any original NieR. We did finish the first ending, the first playthrough. So we are jumping in to start Route B today, and I'm told that this picks up about halfway through Route A. We're not going back through the whole thing of Route A again to get to the new ending here. Yeah, it's been a while, and I'm gonna need a refresher on the story from those of you who are more familiar. I have not gone back through and rewatched our streams or anything like that. So it's only post time skip. That's right, there was a time skip about halfway through the first playthrough. That's right, I forgot. There's a lot of reading, so be prepared. I am ready. I got my practice in the other day on Saturday morning. Caitlin and I played some Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective on the Board and Barrel. For those of you who don't know what that is, I have a Saturday morning board game show that I typically do with a bunch of friends of mine, but everybody's traveling for the holidays, so Caitlin and I did something instead. That was a lot of fun. But anyway, I did a lot of reading there. I'll do a lot of reading today. I'm excited. I'm probably gonna have to put my glasses on. I'm leaving them off because the light, I noticed, really reflects off of those glasses, and it's just, ooh, look at that. You can't even see my eyeballs anymore. Anyway, so, what do you call a human with no coins? I don't know. I don't know the joke. Broke? Poor? Yeah, one of those. Anyway, so, we're jumping back into NieR. I don't like I said, I don't really remember where we left off in the story. So if you guys in the chat could remind me, I would appreciate it. And what have I been up to since the last time we played this game? Let's see. I spent about 2 years playing through Fire Emblem Echoes: Shadows of Valentia. That was the bulk of that time frame. I then played through all of Astral Chain on the Nintendo Switch. I have started a playthrough of God Eater 3 that I've still got to get back to at some point, but I feel like this one's been on the back burner longer. And more people are looking forward to this one, I think. So, getting back into this one. Thanks for being here, Blood Talon. I appreciate it. I know it's your first time, but thank you. And there's a few first timers names I don't recognize. So thank you guys for being here. I don't know. Maybe you guys aren't first timers. Maybe you've been around for a while, and you just changed your name on me since the last time I saw you. I don't know. God Eater 3. Yes, I voice Zeke. Is that right? Yes. Names are blending together. Yes, I voice Zeke in God Eater 3. And I really enjoyed the first 3 hours or so of that. So I'm excited to get back to that one. But we're going to finish NieR first. So it'll be a little bit before we get back to God Eater 3. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? Maybe, I don't know. I got to put my glasses on and let's change the station here so we can see the game. And start. And continue. Yes, that's the one. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. I have not loaded this up to check and make sure that, like, the save data hasn't been corrupted or something in the past 2.5 years.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Here we go.
Oh boy. Okay. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... Oh, that's the child. Duh. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on! The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the veins slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, finally striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo! Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the area. As Kaine struggled to stand, now that I know that's who that is, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated, and, if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong. Be brave. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt... Oh, look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless. A failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. You're a freak. No, I'm not. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called to his cohorts. Come on, guys. Let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, That's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak! Chanted the children. Freak! 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 Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my God, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was rapt on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. Ow! He screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining! Ain't no one ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch! A big one! That thing could have killed me! The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. Get out! Leave this village! No one wants you here, either of you! Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Ha! Look at the fat boy go! Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. Oh, Kaine, she said, why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot. The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. Don't be nice to me, she said. I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore. Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead. As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. Don't talk like that, Kaine. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand? The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it. As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother. But when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. Do I make you sick, Grandma? Course not! Don't be an ass! Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't... Hush, interrupted Grandma. I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you. And if folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell. With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me? Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one. And yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? Oh, you know, just stumbled on them one day while I was out doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she was explaining, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been much more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. Didn't quite turn out right, said her grandmother as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Course you are. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. We're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. Long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world. Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vein and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through.
Stupid piece of shit axe!
Oh,
Stupid piece of shit axe!
Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush.
Grandma!
Called Kaine.
What?
Yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment.
Oh, it's you, Kaine? Don't get too close or I may take your goddamn foot off by mistake.
She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she'd scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma! Do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or, a new axe or something." The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled.
Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately, you know, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards.
Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter. And rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard.
Damn it! Damn it! Crap!
She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with a blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small, pink hands. "This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes." Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh.
Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you...
Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. "Grandma!" The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket.
Get the bucket. Can't let it spill.
Kaine steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. "Grandma! Grandma, what's happening?" Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away.
Stop that! Just stop now!
She cried, breathing heavily.
It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all.
Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. "Grandma, you're sick and you need medicine. I'm going to the village." The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down.
It's all right,
she said.
I'll be fine.
Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed.
Well, I don't like it, goddammit. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up.
The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. "I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong." She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. "Hey lady," said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. "Where's the apothecary?" The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger.
How dare this thing speak to me?
They seemed to say, but Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. "Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one." "Which way?" Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd. none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. But the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found.
Oh my god, he sputtered. I mean, what are you doing here, freak?
The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medication.
Ha!
Barked Demo.
That old bitch finally keel over?
Go to hell, Demo. The boy's eyes grew so wide they seemed ready to fall out of his head. But before he could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic, but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely, in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its magic and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished.
You like that picture?
Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her and into nothing as he spoke.
That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead a long time now.
Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words.
Pictures are wonderful things,
continued the shopkeeper.
They let the ones closest to you live on forever.
He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kaine and
Greetings,
smiled.
Professor. Nothing to report.
Hey, thanks for the resub, Linda. I'll read that shout out later. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons.
You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw.
Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken.
Yes, I've heard the rumors about you,
he said.
It's a small village. Word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe. But I also don't think they matter much. I knew your grandmother, Kali, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable.
Grandma's name is Kali? Thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands.
Your grandmother is an old friend of mine,
he said as Kaine scooted away yet again.
And I owe her much. I'm willing to wager that she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much.
Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside, her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless. and with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaine to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm.
Back already, are you?
Asked her grandmother with a yawn.
Come here. Let me have a look at you.
Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax.
Well, how was it? Did those bastards give you any trouble?
It was kind of fun, said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was.
It was fun, was it?
Asked her grandmother, in a voice which implied she believed anything but. Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her portrait.
A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone.
But Grandma, it'll make you live forever.
Horse manure,
said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed.
Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help me with dinner.
But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house, as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons and eyed her subject carefully. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the work. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment.
Let me be the judge of that,
she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh.
Oh, Kaine,
she said between laughter.
You truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it.
But...
Hush. I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always.
True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down.
Posh,
said the old woman.
I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud.
She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee.
Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness.
It was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory. A perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on. People and memories come in and out of life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Kaine's dreams, separation. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug. The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted.
It's no bug, you fool girl. It's a berry. Why in the hell would I be feeding you bugs?
Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug, said Kaine, and I think it's burnt or something because it smells terrible. With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right.
Why, you little brat,
laughed the old woman.
Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact.
5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so, this morning found Kaine lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly.
Where are you going today?
Asked Grandma suddenly. Kaine looked up, surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. Well, I was gonna check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm gonna pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow.
Flagstones? What in the hell for?
Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around their room. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm gonna build a stone wall so we have some protection. The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world.
God damn, girl. If a bunch of thieves want to ransack this whole place, let them come. We got nothing worth stealing anyway.
I'm not worried about thieves. I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday. The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter.
Shoot. I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other...
Grandma, no. If I don't go to the kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that. A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival.
Yes,
she said after a bit.
Yes, of course, you're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately it seems my mind is...
She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it.
You're gonna be a true woman soon.
Grandma said, as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair.
So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you've become.
Annoyed, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand.
You're a beautiful thing,
said the old woman.
And there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you.
Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day.
Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from?
Gee, I wonder,
I'll teach you to sass me, girl,
yelled Grandma. Suddenly, she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. Grandma! Yelled Kaine in a quaking voice. Grandma, stop it! What the hell? The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it was the first time she had ever seen them.
I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just...
Kaine thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen.
Listen,
she began. Oh, no. Listen, she began. Maybe I should stay home after all.
No! I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot. I'll be fine. When you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you.
Kaine rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around. Don't turn around, she told herself. But in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel for one final look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looks so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick, black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No. Oh gods, no! Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma! Grandma! Kaine ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. Not just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt, her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random, chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering, inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. "All right, you bastard!" she thought as her scream echoed off the high cliffs around them. "It's you or me. Let's go." The shade eyed Kaine with bemused interest. Then it began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced toward the house. Through the smoke and flames, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive!" thought Kaine. "She's alive!" Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard toward the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar, powerful enough to uproot trees. Powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. "Get up! Get up! Get up, get up, get up, get up now!" As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stomped toward the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet, only to fall back to the earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. "Grandma, hold on. Just a little longer." Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back, until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. "Bastard! Laughing at us!" She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt that the shade was taking joy in their suffering. "Yeah, I see your plan." The shade moved its claw slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. "I'm gonna kill this bastard!" Summoning all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backward, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandma and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back!" she screamed. "Give her back to me!" It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was latched to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up.
Kaine?
Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands reaching out to her through the smoke. Grandma?
Kaine, you gotta run. You can't defeat him.
Kaine grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. Grandma, come on. We have to go. The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped to the ground below. Grandma, no! No!
I said run, goddammit! You have to live. You have to get through.
The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed thickly from gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible, putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers. But then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept toward its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose, as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the side. Yet somehow, she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment. Laughing like a madwoman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No. Can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it! 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 Kill it now! As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. I think she wants to kill it. Agreed, Emil.
The beast approaches.
Oh, I got it.
Oh boy. Now we're gonna have some fun while I try and remember how to play this game. Because I remember no controls. It's been 3 years. Well, 2 and change. 2 and 8 months or something. I missed!
This creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen again. He dies
What are the
today.
buttons?
My sword
There we go.
feels lighter.
It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike him down.
Ow, ow, ow. Stop hitting me. I don't like it when you hit me. Aw, come on. Gotcha. Is it dead yet? It's dead. I killed it. Nope, it's not dead. Now maybe it's dead? R1 and R2 are my friends. I figured out one of those. The other one wasn't really doing anything. I'm gonna need to, like, go through tutorials again or something. I think I got it, though. R2 is dodge roll? Okay. Dude, that was an hour-long audiobook that we just went through to get to that. Oh, and there's more! Yeah! I need some water. Gently, weakly, softly. The shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off toward the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. So sorry, Grandma. Couldn't avenge you. Shamed beyond imagining, Kaine tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Ha! cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are you? Well, you had it coming. Oh.
Ha! Finally gonna die, are you? Well, you had it coming.
Go to hell, Demo, she thought at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed 'em to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice.
Hold still,
said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost.
I want to draw you. That way you can live forever.
No. Stop. Don't want to live forever. Want to die right here.
I see,
he said quietly.
Well, if that's how you want it.
The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled.
Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else.
It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, thousands of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop! No! Don't hurt that picture! Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture into the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance.
See that?
He cried as he danced his jig.
It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha-cha-cha-cha.
I look like that? Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. I'm trying to figure out whose voice this is. I don't know.
Ain't you got a wish, sunshine?
The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time. Okay.
Ain't you got a wish, sunshine?
The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream at the voice as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work.
You know, a wish, like a prayer or something. Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me! Save me!
Kaine finally resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. I don't make wishes! They don't come true for me! I'm a curse! A freak! I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears.
Oh, God, you are the best!
Kaine glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet and then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real.
Come on,
Said the voice.
let it go.
Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it.
Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die. So why not let me have it?
Have what?
Your body! Come on, give it to me! Give it to me! I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind.
The voice paused, as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy.
And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in the blood, just like before.
In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade?
Yeah, maybe. What of it?
The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small, whispered moan.
Feels good, don't it?
Asked the voice with a chuckle.
Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now give me that body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade.
A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. Stop! The black ooze hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke.
Oh, what the hell, sunshine? Screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die.
Grandma said I can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern, the pattern of the shades, burn itself into her left arm.
Well, I'll be damned,
said the voice cheerfully.
Look at that, sunshine. I think you and me are gonna be good friends now.
Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop! Gotta stop! Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself.
Come on, don't fight it,
pleaded the voice.
Hate's my favorite dish, and I'm hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger. burn with the fire of revenge, thirst for blood, then go out there and...
Shut up! Shut up and get the hell out of my body!
Your body? Oh, that's rich, sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddy of yours in the area would love to see you dead.
Kaine grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air.
Stupid idiot girl! You're possessed now, sunshine, and there ain't no going back.
The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kaine.
Yeah, possessed. You and me, we got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of you now.
Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world?
So, listen.
Purred the voice.
I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, sunshine. And now that power belongs to you. You got enemies? People you want to kill? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you? That big old shade that squashed your granny? We'll wrap them up in their old assholes. No more abuse for you, sunshine. No more pain.
Wait, said Kaine. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade?
What, you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a good goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well.
Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again.
So, how about it? You and me? We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want...
Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Screamed the voice.
Look at you go! Oh, sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun! So listen, my name's Tyron.
Is that right, Tyron? Tyran? Not Tyran. Tyron or Tyran? Tyron, I think? I don't know.
And if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it! The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour. And I like rotten and sour.
Kaine found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade, and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyron. Count on it.
Ha!
Laughed Tyron.
I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body. But if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, sunshine, and watch your back.
The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I am not a shade. I am Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair, then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn, and the people of the area arose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive. Stay alive. Stay alive.
Grandma?
Kaine, you gotta live. You gotta come back to us.
That was a lot, guys.
Who are...
Keep up. This is Crowley, guys. He was tormenting Simon over here. That was that yowl you heard. No.
Emil. You were the one calling me, huh?
You still recognize me?
Yeah, sure. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Good to see you, Kaine.
You look like shit. How long has it been?
5 years.
Oh. That's a long time. Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
This is for you.
Lunar Tears. Did you make this?
It's just a little welcome back gift. It's not much, I know.
It's nothing like the one Grandma used to make, but... Oh, hell.
Aww.
Thanks.
Excuse me.
Popola, we did it. We freed Kaine.
That's great. Listen, can I talk to you for a minute?
This doesn't make sense.
Please, try to understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
It's crap.
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
I'm sorry.
We'll see you later.
We're sorry.
Aww.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now. How could I have not noticed that? How selfish am I? What the hell is wrong with me?
We should turn in.
I didn't get much sleep that night. I wanted to blame Devila for everything. I wanted to grab Popola and strangle her. I don't know who's talking. Kaine? NieR? I don't know. But anger won't accomplish anything. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. For the sake of protecting it from the horrifying threat of the Shades. NieR's the one that's talking. Okay, thank you. If Devila and Popola are to blame, then I am equally at fault. For not stopping for a moment to think about Kaine and Emil. Whoo, doggy. Sleep well? Sure. Well, if you say so. I need to go see Devila and Popola. Very well. Okay. I need to take like 5 minutes, guys, because that was a lot of reading. I need to go get some water. And I need to move the microphone a little closer to me because it's way up there. I know you guys can hear me okay, thankfully, but there wasn't a whole lot of noise to contend with. So I'm gonna lower that down a little bit. I will be right back. That is the point of this message. I'll be back in like 5 minutes or less. Okay, we're back. Hmm. Oh man, oh man. Hell of a way to get back into this game, huh? All right. Let's see if I can remember how to do things. Oh, that's right. Penis leap. Because he jumps penis first. I forgot about that. I got a gold moonflower seed. And 900 gold! Mail. There's mail at the mailbox. Oh no, wait, that's the save. That's the place to save the game. Stupid. So dumb. Alright, I saved. That's good. Which way to Devila and Popola's place? Because that's where I'm supposed to be going. Oh, are they at the fountain? Aha! Ha-ha!
Hey,
Hi. I kinda thought you'd never talk to us again. This is bigger than you or Popola. It's about the whole damn village. I know. But regardless, you should go talk to Popola. I think she wanted to discuss the Shadow Lord with you. I can do that. Oh, and also... Yeah? Sorry about yesterday. I kind of flew off the handle. No, you didn't. Besides, it was our fault in the first place. Let Emil and Kaine know that we're sorry, alright? I'll do that. Okay. Now I gotta go find Popola. Who's probably up here. Leap crotch first. Ha ha! I forgot there was a shout out a long time ago that I owe to Linda Von Ree, who has resubscribed for a second consecutive month and says, "Love your work, Kyle. Happy to be here. As always, happy to provide support. A bit of a small request, but can I hear what a drunk 9S would sound like, maybe?" I don't... Is it possible for androids to get drunk? I don't know. I've never been drunk myself. I've been slightly tipsy. I'm not much of a drinker. So, oh, yeah, that's right. They can be influenced by drugs. That's true. Drunk 9S. I don't know. Popola?
Oh, hello.
Look, I want to apologize for yesterday.
Stop. Don't you dare. You had every right to be upset.
I understand why you did what you did, even if I don't agree. You're just trying to protect the villagers. It's not your fault.
Well, I still feel terrible, just so you know.
Ahem. I believe there was something you wished to discuss with us?
Oh, right. Yes, about that. You know about the lost shrine, right?
The temple where I was first discovered.
That's it. and it seems that the Shadow Lord's lair is connected to it somehow.
Oh, it was right under our pages the whole time. But the entrance is sealed off, and the bridge that led us there.
So take a boat.
A boat?
Yes, the trade waterway's been repaired. We've been using it a lot recently. With all the shades running around, it's safer than trying to cross the plains. There's a landing point near the path to the Lost Shrine's back entrance. I let the ferryman know about you. He'll take you wherever you need to go without charge. That should make it easier for you to move from town to town.
Thanks, Popola. I feel like you've done so much for me. Like exile my friends. I can't believe I was such an ass to you earlier.
I told you not to worry about it, so don't.
All right. I'll see you around.
Yeah, and for the love of everything, be careful.
Flaboom. Penis leap off of the balcony.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report.
Hey, thanks for the subscription, no boaty, no bow tie. I figured that out eventually. Welcome to Hacker Clan. The path above the entrance to the shopping district should take me to the boat landing. Blah, blah, blah. I read words for a living. Good night, Queen of Kiwis. We'll be at this for another hour or so. Tonight. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll save. Whee! Oh boy. Almost just jumped right into the water there. The time here is 5:47 p.m.
Man, I'm bushed.
Keep.
Ah, just the man I wanted to see. Do you have a moment?
Maybe.
Our water wheel is on its last legs. I'd like to shore it up, but the insides are so complicated.
This is a wise thought on your part. That wheel is a machine of not insignificant age. Better to repair it now than wait until it fails completely. You got any ideas? I'm not much for this mechanical stuff. Replacing the axle and the paddleboard should suffice for now. I believe the strange thing stored in Facade should have everything we need.
I accept this quest.
Okay. Well, if you can handle the repairs, I can pick up the materials.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure I can find someone to take care of the actual repair work.
Oh, it's you, eh? Well, I'm counting on you. Man, I'm bushed.
Oh, what? I missed my turn. Okay. How do I get out over there?
Yeah, I'm kind of busy now.
I don't remember buttons and stuff. Oh, right. I forgot. NieR can't swim. Up the stairs at the entrance. Where am I? There we go. I have gathered medicinal herb. Up these stairs, I'm guessing is what you meant. Aha! I found it with no help from anyone at all. Thank you, Jay.
Sup?
Oh there. Popola told me about you. Just tell me where you're going and I'll sail you there. No charge. A weird voice for that dude, but that's the voice they gave him, so. How do I get to Facade? Anybody? Desert? That's Facade? That's where I want to go? To the desert! Thank you. Kaine and Emil are fighting these things. I am trying to run past them. I don't even know if I'm going the right way. What's happening? Camera is getting very far away from me. Am I going the right way? Am I going towards Facade, or am I going towards the shrine thingy? That's my destination. So that's the shrine. That's not the side quest. Ah, poop. The red X is, yeah. Yeah, but that's gonna take me to the shrine, isn't it? Or is it gonna take me to Facade? Hold on. Hold on just a second here. Go to orders. No, that's not it. What am I going to? Where's the map? Don't I have a map? There, I don't have a map for this area. Useful. Current goal. I don't know. Yeah, that's the shrine. That's what I thought. So I'm trying to go to Facade, which is where? Since I have no map. Northeast from here? Okay. I gotta get around this big chasm. And then this way. There's a sandstorm a-blowing. I just run through it? Can I do that? I guess I can do that. That's the temple? Wrong way. The other way. What other way? Somebody told me to go northeast. I was going northeast. Did you mean northwest? Northwest? This way? Southeast? What's that? That's something. Is that Facade? West, always west. Haha! We found facade.
Do you like flowers?
Why? You want me to join a cult?
Oh no, I just enjoy flowers. But there are so few out here in the desert. My dream is to find some flower seeds and turn this desert into a beautiful garden. I'm trying to collect pink moonflower seeds. It would be great if I could get 10 of them.
If I can track them down, they're all yours.
Really? Oh, thank you.
Emil, why you gotta float like a creepy ghost? Why can't you just walk? As per rule. Oh, hey, it's you. Hey, there's maps. I should buy those things. I don't think I need a facade map, do I? Why not? I'm made of money. Be careful out there, alright? I'm looking for the Strange Things shop. And as if my memory is worth anything at this point. Poop doops. I was thinking it was to this side, but it doesn't seem like it is. Kyle has set himself up for failure by taking on the stupid flower quest. I thought we took on all the quests. Isn't that the way of things? Left from the entrance. Ah, man. How do I get back up there? This way? Maybe. Aha, this way. Ooh, I almost jumped right into the river. Okay, so this way. Oh, hey, that dude's got a speech bubble, too. I bet that's the right person.
Hey,
I need an axle and some paddle boards. You got anything like that?
No, but if you bring me iron ore and logs, I could probably construct what you need.
That works. How much do you need?
I think 10 of each should suffice.
Okay, I'll be back in a bit.
Water wheels are great, but they're a pain in the butt to maintain.
In the past, humans harnessed different methods to provide energy.
Like what?
One of them was an invisible force called electricity, which was transmitted through thin copper wires.
Wow. What did they do with that?
Oh, a great many things. It could be used to power large iron crates, called trains, or illuminate whole cities against the dark of night.
Well, that's stupid.
Is it now?
Who wants to move a big iron crate? And how am I supposed to sleep if it's all bright outside?
Well, I suppose if you wish to look at it that way.
Besides, my life is lots of fun already.
if more people were like you, Emil, this world might not be half bad.
What are you guys telling me to do again? I'm confused. Where do I go to find my iron ore and stuff? Do I already have it? Is that why you're telling me to do it again? Tell me to talk to the guy again? I will need 10 pieces of iron ore and 10 logs. Nope. 10 logs and 10 pieces of iron ore. Where? I gotta farm them.
Farm them. Farm them like MMO farming. Like, go out into the desert and fight stuff till I get them. It said 10 pieces of iron ore and 10 logs, right? I got 4 iron ore and 4 logs right now. I can buy logs in NieR's village. I gotta go farm for them. But where do I go farm for them? What do I need to go kill to get these things? Can I get them just by advancing the story? Iron ore is in the brothers' weaponry shop near the factory. Okay. Okay. So there are places to just buy them.
It's hard to believe there are plants that can grow in this desert.
Yeah, this'll never work.
How do you mean?
I mean, if plants could grow here, it would be full of them. God, books can be so stupid sometimes.
You ever planted anything before, Kaine?
Nope.
Well, then you don't know. You gotta try things out for yourself.
Indeed, experimentation can often be the key to new knowledge.
You guys sure are a bunch of optimists.
Hiya! I need health. How do I make that happen? Oh, the meal's gonna heal me. That's copper ore. That's not a flower. Thank you, Emil. Keep healing me, please, because I am still poisoned. So I'm just looking for flowers that are gonna sprout randomly in the desert. Is that the deal with that quest? And then I've also got to go farm some iron ore and some logs. The flowers I have to grow, and it's not worth it. How do I grow them? Multiple times? That does sound like a nightmare. The flower thing is really the longest waste of time. Alright, we're not doing that quest then. Thank you, guys. So I need to go back to my boat. Where is the guy with the boat? Hey, I found him. Because he's gonna take me back home.
Sup?
Oh there, Popola told me about you. Just tell me where you're going and I'll sail you there. No charge. Take me to the village. Huh. Okay. Oh, wait.
I was probably in the right place to go buy logs, huh?
Man, I'm bushed.
Sup?
I worked it out. The two boys are gonna stay with Popola. Come on, shop here more often. I'm damn near broke. All anyone talks about these days is shades. I need shopkeepers. Thanks for coming. I'm doing everything I can to keep my inventory up, but it's tricky. Logs! We got 10 logs. Things sure are rough lately.
Oh, it's you, eh? Well, I'm counting on you.
Is there a place that the boat can take me to get close to the factory, or do I need to walk it? If so,
Sup?
can I find my way back there? I gotta advance through the story to unlock... Oh, I don't have the factory unlocked yet? How far back did we go? Huh. Okay. I thought... For some reason, I was thinking that that was one of the first things that we did. But maybe not. Okay, so should I go to Lost Shrine? Okay. So the Lost Shrine rear path, that'll get me to where we're going, right? I think.
But I got my 10 logs.
The Lost Shrine is at the other end of this cave.
And the Shadow Lord's castle lies just beyond.
Let us make haste.
You guys killed White-Billed Father Servo.
Nice job.
Huh. That was new. That was something I haven't seen before. Climb that ladder, Papa NieR. I think Kaine is trying to jump up the ladder instead of climbing it.
Tyrant is a shade and can hear their speech, so Kaine can hear their speech too. So you as the player get to hear their speech. Oh, okay. I can climb faster if I hold the X button. Oh, because then I jump up the ladder. Yes, that was a trick I had forgotten. It has been a long time, guys, since I played this game. Inmate 7269. No, sorry, you're not the one asking. Serpent Disco is the one asking where to start if you want to play more stuff in the NieR franchise besides Automata. And there's really only this game, NieR Gestalt / Replicant, depending on what region you're in. Oh, Gretel's so sad. I should be reading this. There's no reason for me to exist anymore. My life is over. Just leave me alone. You... There are the Drakengard games as well as NieR, but my understanding is that those are basically completely different. I don't know. Like NieR is a spin-off from the Drakengard series. You definitely don't need Drakengard to understand NieR. And you don't need this game to understand Automata. But there are a few little Easter eggs in Automata that reference this game. Where am I going? Am I going up? Show me my map, Grimoire Weiss. You dumbass. It just says that the goal is here. Okay. We are anti-crate, yes. I have a big spear, and I intend to use it to kill things. Who? I poke you with my big pointy stick. Oh, I don't want to do this again. Do I? I don't know what I've already done and what I haven't done. Because I've done it all? But I'm somewhere new? Or but I'm going back through it? I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. Pull it! Wow. Okay. And then this guy can just go over here.
Hey, grab that and push it. I know I'm going through the game again. I'm confused as to, since we didn't go all the way back to the beginning.
Too easy.
I'm almost disappointed.
I'm confused about what parts we're past and what parts we still have to do again. I know we've been to the Lost Shrine once already because we already have Grimoire of Ice. Pick it up. Why can't I pick it up? Oh, I can't carry more. How do I... It's gone. I know this is... I understand that this is after the time skip, guys. The problem is I haven't played any of this... I have not looked at this game in 3 years. So I don't know what parts came before the time skip and what didn't. That's why I'm confused about... Oh, I haven't already done that? Like, the factory I thought came before. And this is... I know we've been here once before, but I don't know... Like, these puzzles that I'm solving right now, I didn't know that I hadn't already done them. If that makes sense. That's all I'm saying. I did the factory, but I have to unlock it again. Okay. Thank you. I have to unlock everything again. Even the parts that came before the time skip? Or is it just that that stuff did not come before the time skip? And I'm misremembering. Oh, I can't. Gotta grab this. Push it. Jump. And grab. And push. And we're good. Wait. There are boxes I need to break. Go back. I didn't see it behind the mini-map. A medicinal herb. I can't carry anymore. That is not far enough for me to reach it. Oh, I can just do this, though. Pull it. And pull it. Eh. Grab. Come here. Grab, push, and push, and then pull this one back. Open that door. The hell? The shades are talking.
Who are these guys?
Certainly not your garden variety shades.
Their bodies aren't fully functional.
I've heard of this. A cursed area where incomplete shades gather.
Oh, the voice I was doing for Tyron was a lot grosser than that. Hey, what? Thought I killed them all. Not going this way. Stop that. Guys, move. What? I didn't tell you to open that. Okay, so first, I gotta grab this, pull it away, so that I can jump over and get in here, and push that there, and then I can grab this, grab it, push it, and then I can open the door. Boom! Okay, then I gotta push poof. Poofy poof. Push that up there and then down there. Push it all the way down. That's fine. And then I'll grab this. Just get that out of the way. I can't carry any more anythings. Oh. You die. I kill you all. There's more. Oh boy. Why does that keep happening? I made a lot of bad things happen all at once. It is much easier than moving cars, Case Tennis. Much easier than the astral chain puzzles. Oh, I can demolish stuff now. What is this? You got the word Kanza. I forget how that works. That whole system. Break that box. Am I still trying to go up? I'm already at the top. So where am I going? I just came out there. Am I going this way? Yeah. And then out there. I think. I've treated you all poorly. I mocked you, betrayed you, all because you went gestalt before the change was complete. But after all this, I think I can understand you. I think we can speak as equals. This makes me very happy. I hope we can all spend the rest of our life... What was that?
Kaine, Emil, I need to I want you to... Look, I'm sorry, all right?
Sorry for what?
I'm going to talk to the villagers. I want them to let you in.
Oh, it's no big deal. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to it.
Well, you shouldn't be. It's crap, and it needs to change.
I wish everyone felt the same
I'm
way.
moving.
Emil.
It's all right, really. I like camping out with Kaine. It's kind of fun, in a weird way. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast...
Emil, that's enough. I got a fucking image to maintain.
I don't know where I'm going, but I'm smashing boxes. Okay, there's a crate that I can jump on, get up there. Hey, jump up onto that ladder, no? Is that not what that's there for? I thought for sure that was for jumping up to that. Guess not. Okay. I mean, I could move the box, but where am I moving it to? Nowhere. No reason to move it anywhere. Oh, I can double jump. I can double penis leap. Haha, that is why. Thank you. I did not remember that there was a double jump, and I should have. I should have remembered that. This is wrong. Where the hell am I going, though? That box was there for me to get up here. And then I just come back down again, I guess?
We seem to be surrounded by a mob of helpless puppies.
Just kick him aside.
Ow. I poke them all with my stick, and they die. Ooh, a place to save. That's good. I believe we're gonna have a boss fight here. And then after that, it'll probably be about 7, and we'll call it. I even kind of heard the words, "Don't you touch them."
What's going on? There's dozens of them!
These are creatures of the darkness. Lure them to the light. Critic to the end, I see.
Aim for that stone statue. It's the leader.
Oh, I'm being jumped upon.
You felled the beast.
That boss fight didn't take very long. Seems like all the leveling up I did.
Oh, this is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Ow.
Damn it, damn it!
Hey there, Sunshine. You ain't feeling bad for this freak, are ya? Ain't no turning back now. You gotta lust for blood. You gotta embrace the slaughter.
Kaine!
I did not remember that.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Kanye, no. I do kind of remember this now.
Kaine, are you all right? We've got to get help.
I fear there is little we can do.
No! Kaine! Get back.
Yeah, she's gonna be fine because she's half
What
shade.
is that?
God, you can see most of her
It's
butt.
all over for you, sunshine.
Kaine! Kaine!
Oh. Oh no.
Look at Kaine's shade!
We've no other choice. We must strike it down.
Kaine! Please come back!
Ow. Oh man, this is not looking good. Where are my items? Can I take one of these? That's good. Huh. Ow. Stop shooting me. Oh, that's right, I can pop the bubbles. I gotta face them though. Ow. Oh, come on. Stop jumping around, you... Oh, dang it. Oh, I don't appreciate this.
Oh, I hit her with my
Stale
spear.
blade. Magic is required against this foe.
Oh. Ha-ha!
Oh dear.
Hold on. I'm still in the wrong spot here. I gotta move me again. I should be like right there. That looks like a good place.
Kaine! Kaine!
Kaine.
I couldn't hold it back. I can't be with you.
We're always going to be together, Kaine. If you transform again, we'll just stop it again, as many times as it takes. I don't care how tough it is, we're gonna get you back! I like sleeping outside because I'm with you, Kaine. I'm able to ignore my appearance and keep going because of you. I'm weak and sad and lonely, but somehow you make me strong. You're my friend and I need you, so you can't go away!
All right. All right. Stop crying. Thank you. I'm all right.
Are you sure about that? Because you did just have a spear through your chest. Over there. Ah, yes. What is this? I have no idea. How remarkably useless of you. Well, let's go ask Popola. I should check my magic setup, inmate, and refresh my memory of what's going on there.
It's a cipher of some kind.
Can you determine its meaning?
I think this is the key to unlocking the Shadow Lord's castle. Here, take a look at this. I wrote down all the words I can understand. This fragment is called the Stone Guardian. Given that you found it in the Lost Shrine, the words must mean something. There are spaces here for 4 other fragments as well. Sacrifice, the Law of Robotics, the Memory Tree, Loyal Cerberus. The Law of Robotics probably refers to the Junk Heap, and the Memory Tree might be the Forest of Myth. But as for Sacrifice and Loyal Cerberus, I don't have a clue.
No problem. If we want to fill in the words, we just run around the world killing every big monster we find, right? Oh, splendid. By all means, let us undertake a murderous rampage. We kill them or they kill us. Besides, it's the only way to reach the Shadow Lord.
It won't be easy.
Kill Shades and save my daughter. Easiest thing in the world.
But how can you even be sure that she's...
Because she is, alright? So the Junk Heap in the Forest of Myth, right? I'm on my way.
Please be careful. Oh, and listen. About Kaine and Emil. The villagers know how much they've sacrificed, and they're thankful. It's just... they're scared. You know? People can't change overnight. I'll hurry them along the best I can, but can you just give them a little more time?
I guess. Whoa! Alright, I'm gonna go get us to the Junk Heap. Oh! Well, what next? Head for the junk heap. Popola said we might be able to find a key fragment in the junk heap. Perhaps we can find a clue at Two Brothers' weaponry. So that's where I'm gonna head next. So I have been there before, it's just that we're coming back into this at a point in the story where we've just got to unlock everything over again, I guess. If I'm understanding it correctly. Like, we're coming back at a point in the story where we have been there before. But, anyway. Help! Help! Oh gods, please help me! What is it? What's wrong? There's this huge shade near the bridge in the northern plains. It killed 3 members of my family, including my wife. It just cut her down right in front of me. And it attacked my daughter too. God, it was horrible. I'm on it. It appears and disappears like the wind. You could go days in the northern plains without seeing it, and then all of a sudden... Oh man, I'm in a world of trouble now. What's the problem? See, I was cooking and I managed to start a fire that ruined my kitchen and equipment. I can't repair the kitchen without metal, but the only place you can find that much scrap is the junk heap. I see. You want me to go for you? I need lots of material, so you'll have to brain a whole bunch of robots. That's okay, right? I trust that you plan to offer us adequate compensation. Don't be greedy, Vice. Well, I'm not sure what you mean by adequate, but I'll do my best. I need 1 memory alloy, 10 titanium alloys, and 10 broken motors. Got all that? Okay. I'll be back when I find everything. I'm gonna get us to the junk heap, and then we're gonna call it a night. I can hear new dialogue from bosses if I don't kill them right away. Okay. Ow. Ow. Oh, come on. That's an individual limit, right? It's not like an inventory maxed out thing. Oh, I fell down. Ow! Yeah, it's an individual item limit. Okay, so I'm good. Die! I feel like I should use a medicinal herb. Just because I have it. Kaine, get out of the way!
Press F to pay respects to all the crates I'm breaking. There's nothing that way. I'm going this way. And I'm gonna do somersaults all the way there. There's no F on a PlayStation controller, silly. Ooh, something new.
Damn it! Where'd they go? Get him! Don't let him escape! There's something over there!
Oh, it's so sad. Such a sad little baby shade.
Who are you? Military defense robot P-33. You are an intruder. You must be eliminated. Error. There is something leaking from your eyes.
I'm crying, you big dumb robot. I miss my mom.
What is crying? Who is Mom?
It doesn't matter, I can't see her ever again because she's dead.
My creator is also dead. He perished hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds of years ago? Really?
874 years, 10 months, 14 days, 4 hours, and 43 minutes. 44 minutes.
Aren't you lonely?
I am incapable of being lonely, or missing others, or crying.
I'm crying because I don't want to die.
You will die.
If the humans catch me, they're gonna kill me.
Why will they kill you?
Wah.
I will not permit the humans to kill Khalil.
Huh?
Military defense robot P-33 will protect you.
You're gonna help me?
P-33 is charged with defending others. P-33 will defend Khalil.
Oh, hooray, thanks, robot. And since we're friends now, I'm gonna call you Beepy. Cute!
There's gotta be tons of machinery here.
Yeah, but I don't know how much we can actually use.
Oh, wow! Check this out! It looks brand new!
Hey, be careful there.
I'm fine!
Oh no.
Huh?
Look out!
Oh dear. So that's how Yuri died.
Jacob! Jacob, no!
I mean Jacob.
No, this can't be happening!
You just pull his arm off? Gross. Beepy didn't do it. It was you. You killed your brother. Wow, that was scary.
The noise of the intruders caused the structure to fail. They should have proceeded with more caution. One intruder has perished.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't think they were chasing me. They seemed nice.
The junk heap. Perhaps we should speak to the brothers. They might know something about this.
Oh, hello again.
You're the little one, aren't you? You've grown. How fares your brother? My brother's been dead for 4 years. I see. Please forgive the question. It's okay. Look, I need to ask you something. What is it? You heard any rumors about shades around here? Not the little guys. I'm looking for one that's unusually big and strong. No, I haven't heard about anything like that. But I haven't really been listening. I just want to destroy robots. Rip them up. Okay. Well, never mind then. Sorry to bug you. Wait! Yes? I recently got my hands on a weapon. A very powerful weapon. I thought you might get some use out of it. Do we not already have this weapon? Shh. These things happen the second time around. This sword has seen better days. Yeah, it's pretty beat up. I mean, oh no. Yeah, it's pretty beat up. I mean, there's potential, but it's fairly powerless right now. Can you repair it? I can repair anything with the proper material. If you'll fix it, I'll get the parts. I'm so glad I decided not to throw this out. I'm gonna need some memory alloy. Only the real big enemies on the second basement level have them, so watch yourself. Also, here's the passcode to get down there. Use it on the elevator. The B2 passcode. Oh! You got it. Can I shop? I'm gonna need some memory alloy. Only the real big enemies on the second basement level have them, so watch yourself. You got it. By the way, what can I help you with? I wish to buy iron ore. And now it is done. I don't know what I need to keep and what I don't. I'm not gonna bother. Come back soon. Yo, I wonder if we'll have an S9 passcode too. Hardy her. All right, I'm gonna save and we're gonna call it a night. Perfect timing. Oh, that's right. It's not a Switch. It's not gonna like save my, like, I can't just put it to sleep or whatever. It's a PS3. It's a little older than that. Okay, so I need to take my glasses off so that you guys can see my eyes a little bit better. Thank you guys so much for joining. It's a real treat to come back to this universe, and I'm really excited about getting back into it. It is the day before Christmas Eve, so for those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. For the rest of you, Happy Monday. And I will not be streaming over the next couple days, obviously. I need to check. I know I don't really have much this week, but Caitlin and I aren't. I mean, Caitlin doesn't want me to sit here and stream all week long, so I'll tell you what. We are going to be doing something in the board and barrel time slot. We'll probably be playing some Tabletop Simulator or something, since typically Board and Barrel is a tabletop board game show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We'll be getting back, we're sticking with that schedule this week as well. So this Saturday we'll be doing something. I don't know what. Eric is still out of town, but Dustin and mostly Eric are both back, are both still around. And we might just, but Eric, the Eric, it's so confusing when there's two Erics. Eric with a K, is our host. Like he hosts that's his set that we use to shoot that show. So, with him out of town, we might just be doing some Tabletop Simulator. I don't know. I've still got to talk to the guys, but we will be doing something 10 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday for more Board and Barrel. And then we'll be continuing this playthrough, I'm going to tentatively say on Friday, since I don't have anything going on anyway. It's Friday the 27th. That could be fun. Also, keep your eyes peeled, those of you who are interested on the Discord. I think I just put in an application, but Teespring is doing giveaways for select stores, and they selected our store. So there's going to be a giveaway for a Hacker Clan t-shirt, I think. You know what? There'll be a giveaway for a Hacker Clan t-shirt, because if they decide not to sponsor it, I'll do it. So there'll be a giveaway for a Hacker Clan t-shirt coming up Friday. I think it lasts for 3 days. So I think it goes from Friday morning to Sunday morning. But I'll tell you more about that on Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time when we go. Or should I do 7? Maybe I should do 4 again. 4 seems like a good time slot when I'm available. We'll do 4. We'll do 4 o'clock Pacific time. 4 p.m. Pacific time for more NieR. I'm putting that in the calendar. Okay. And also, for those of you who don't want to wait for the giveaway, you can currently shop on the Hacker Clan merch shop. The link is down below. If you use the code, Linda just shared it in the chat, Snowfall with a 0 instead of an O, you'll get a 10% discount on everything you buy. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I am completely decked out in my Hacker Clan merch. I love this hoodie, by the way. I wear this hoodie all the time. But I'm also wearing the hat. I'm wearing this t-shirt. It's good stuff. Anyway, oh yeah. You like the hoodie? The hoodie is... It really shines best when it's zipped up. Because of that whole thing. The whole strappy thing. Anyway, so that's it for today's broadcast. Stick around though, because we will be rating somebody who's playing NieR or NieR Automata. I'll check and see who needs 60-some viewers that are still hanging out. So hang around and we'll all go raid somebody here in a couple minutes here. So thanks guys so much, and I will see you Friday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Bye-bye!